Hi bestie, I hope you are well today. I want to share just 5 things that I feel like really helped me to heal and to love myself more. Things that I started doing, tiny habits and mindset shifts that have really helped me to be more confident in myself, to love myself more and to heal and to mind my business. Okay, so let's dive right in. If this is something that you are interested in, then stick around. So the first thing that I started doing is, instead of wishing, I started having goals, right? Because what happens when you have a wish is you are saying that I wish I can have this kind of money, I wish I can win lotto, I wish I can look like that, I wish I can have that. But what we don't understand about the wish is that when you are wishing, you are taking away the responsibility from yourself, and you're just hoping and wishing that that thing happens without you putting in any effort, right? But when it comes to the goal, you ask yourself, okay, if this is my goal, what actions can I take to achieve that goal? So having goals helps you to not be paralyzed in wishing for something to happen without you doing anything. It gives you the empowerment to take the responsibility and take an action that is going to push you towards your goal. And also when you have the goal, you get the clarity, because now each and every action that you are taking, you can ask yourself, this action that I want to take right now, is it going to push me towards my goal, or is it going to pull me away from my goal? So learn to have goals instead of wishes, right? The second thing that I want to share is, you need to share with your friends and your family members the need to know, on the need to know basis. What do I mean by this? That you must not share everything to everyone. I used to be an oversharer where I posted every time I felt something, or every time something major was happening in my life. I would run to my WhatsApp status and post that. If, for example, I bought a car, I would go and share that, not understanding that not everyone is happy for me, and not understanding that not everybody is rooting for me, and that some of the people that I think are my friends are not really my friends. Some are just watching, and they don't really care. And I used to vent when I'm going through something. I used to vent to people, and then I realized that some of the people that I was venting to, they would not tell me when they have problems. And then I started to feel like, okay, why would you allow me to vent to you, but when you have problems, you don't tell me that? Like, I used to have this entitlement that just because I vent to you about my problems, also you have to vent to me about your problems. And also, I started to understand that some people really want to listen to my venting, but they don't really care. They're not going to come up with any solutions. Instead, maybe they might even laugh at me behind my back. So you need to share to people only things that you feel like they need to know, not everything. And to know that once you share something with someone else, you are okay with them sharing that thing with a third party. Because if you couldn't keep your secret within yourself, you cannot expect another person to keep that secret for you. So you need to learn to share on a need to know basis. Don't share everything with people who don't need to share, who don't need to know what you are going through, right? And then another thing that has helped me to heal better and faster as well is just learning to stop people pleasing. And for me, people pleasing came in different forms, whether it was going for a class that I did not plan to, just because someone at the gym said, hey, there's a yoga here, do you want to join me? Or hey, there's a grit class here, do you want to join me? And I started questioning myself and asking myself, what do I feel like doing today? And if I feel like doing that, when I go to the gym, I know that that is exactly what I'm going to do, and I will not be swayed around by anyone, right? And the thing is, if you don't sit down with yourself and make the plans and understand that, okay, today this is what I'm going to do, these are my plans, this is my to-do list, you will find that people are giving you their to-do list, because they can see that you're not busy, they can see that you don't have clarity, they can see that you don't know what you're doing, or you don't know where to go. So you need to learn to stop people pleasing. You need to learn to understand yourself and ask yourself on a regular basis, what do I want? What do I feel like? Is this going to help me? Right? And then another one is just spending more time with myself, understanding myself, loving myself, reading books that I love, and understanding that my taste will not make sense to other people. I used to hide the books that I read because I used to think, oh my god, if I'm reading this kind of books, for example, self-helps, people will think that I am broken. People will think that why would you read maybe these books even though your life is not perfect, even though you've made so many mistakes? And then I started to realize that not everyone needs to understand, or not everyone needs to know what books am I reading, because what I have understood, or what I have actually came to realize, was when I am posting those books, my intentions were not pure. So when I'm posting those books, I wanted people to have a certain perspective or perception about me, until I realized that people's perception about me does not matter. It does not matter what I am doing, whether it is good or right. People will always judge. So as long as you are happy with who you are, as long as you are happy with your intentions, as long as you're not doing things to please people, as long as you're not doing things to get a reaction out of people, then you can do whatever you like. And then the last one that I want to share is forgiving myself for the past mistakes, and understanding that everything that I have done in the past was based on the knowledge that I had back then. It was based on the information that I had, and it was also based on my survival instinct. Right? So maybe you did something in the past that you're not proud of, but in that moment you wanted to survive. Maybe in that moment you wanted to be loved. Maybe in that moment you wanted to be accepted. You wanted to have friends. So I've learned to just start cutting myself some slack and understand that no one is perfect. I'm not expected to be perfect. I'm just expected to be me, to be real, to be authentic. And the more I practiced that, the more I became real and authentic to myself, the more I started falling in love with myself. And when you fall in love with yourself, you realize that also people around you, they reflect that. You'll see that when you start treating yourself like someone who is worthy, someone who is valuable, people around you will also reflect that back to you. Right? I hope this helps. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? What is one thing that you have done to heal faster, to love yourself more, and to just have peace in your life? Have a day as beautiful as you are. I love you. Bye.